Okay, so excellent morning to all of us. My name is Stallone-Obaraemi Samuel. And today I want to share with you something that is really amazing. And I hope that it actually helps all of us and puts us in a frame that would actually kind of this is going to be liberating what you're going to hear today, all right? It's going to be liberating. And at the end of the day, I'm also going to share with you a particular asset that I feel that will be will do extremely well. And I hope that you're going to take advantage of that. You see, over the last 18 months, we've seen Bitcoin go from a little over 7,000 to a high of just over 60,000, 64 and all that. And just when people thought Bitcoin could keep soaring to new highs, it got cut nearly by half. All right, it got cut nearly by half. Today, there are so many questions likely on people's minds. For Bitcoin, will it continue like this? Will it go to zero? Or could it climb to maybe 100,000? 250,000 or even $1 million. You know, some people ask, have the big gains already been made? Am I coming late? Is this the right time? Is it the best time for me to join? You know, people are asking lots of questions about what is happening in the cryptocurrency market. All right. Do you understand? So it's exactly the challenge here is that many people do not really understand what's happening. Many people do not understand what is happening. All right. So here's the thing. Sorry, give me a moment, please. I'm getting a little bit distracted. Let me cut off a few things. All right. Sorry. Let me see. All right. Sorry about that. So like I was saying, many people are saying, is it going to go down or is it going to continue? Have they made all the big gains? Am I coming late? Today, I want to share with you one of the cryptocurrencies that you should own right now. And I'm going to give you that information for free. Surprisingly, this information is not, this cryptocurrency is not Bitcoin. Neither is it Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency that you've ever heard before. Experts around the world agree that an enormous event is happening, all right? They agree that an enormous event is happening and this is about to catch everyone by surprise, I tell you. The information I'm about to share with you could actually breed a new class of crypto millionaires, crypto successful people in the cryptocurrency world. And if you are paying attention to this, if you know what is really coming, it will absolutely transform your life. And it should show you, it will actually expose many of us that would take action to substantial gains in the coming years. I need you to keep your mind completely open. You see, back in 2009, maybe 10, 2011, let's say, the concept of digital money was foreign to many people, was foreign to many people. In the early days of Bitcoin, shortly after the financial crisis that occurred in 2008, if you ask people, you know, see, so many people saw the gap, and some people were privileged to even read the white paper, you know, the kind of roadmap regarding Bitcoin and the blockchain. And they knew that this was going to change the world in big ways. And many have dedicated time, all right? Many have dedicated time and energy to study and understand the Bitcoin movement. Now, did you know that from 2012 until now, Bitcoin has actually climbed as high as 187,000%, 187,000% growth. For a moment, compare that to what's happening to our regular traditional fiat currency. Now let's leave that. Many hardworking individuals, okay, have worked very hard in bringing mainstream awareness to digital currencies. They've not given up, despite everything that has happened. Now, there are also several key businesses that also at one point or the other promoted the use of digital currencies. Keep in mind that during all of this time, when all of these things were happening, the mainstream establishment basically laughed in the face of these pioneers, those who believed in Bitcoin, those who believed in the blockchain technology. The government, the media, the business world, they all hated Bitcoin. They never wanted to support cryptocurrency in any form. No one believed it. No one ever believed it was going to amount to anything. But these pioneers were believers. They persevered, never wavering in their belief. Pause for a moment and see where we are today. See how much progress has been made, and everyone wants a piece of the action. Trillion-dollar companies have turned their attention and they've gone deep, okay, investing, okay, moving towards Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. For example, the world's biggest companies who have long track records of backing the biggest and most important trends have just kicked off a new battle of cryptocurrency, of crypto supremacy. What companies are we talking about? We're talking about companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook. They're all investing billions to emerge as the leader. PayPal recently allowed its 305 million users worldwide to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrencies in their account. Now, you can see, you can use Bitcoin right now to purchase goods and services from the 26 million businesses that use PayPal. This was not possible a couple of years ago, if you remember. Let's cast our minds back. But it's not just tech companies going all in on Bitcoin. You know, the business world, different people, different facets of our economy or of our society, different parts of the world. People are all going in. I mean, institutions are going into cryptocurrency. In fact, Baron said that Wall Street has gone gaga over Bitcoin. You know, someone as important as Paul Tudor Jones, who's easily one of the most successful and influential investors in history, he said something very striking. He said, every passing day that Bitcoin survives, the trust increases. Every passing day that Bitcoin survives, the trust increases. Bitcoin is over 11 years old. Trust me, as long as it keeps surviving all the hurdles, it keeps getting better and better by the day. We are about to experience a very historic moment. And many of the big players are already coming in. Many of the big players are already coming in. So I'm telling you, my friends, today, let nothing distract you. Back in 2017, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon went as far as calling anyone who owned Bitcoin stupid. Now, under his leadership, JP Morgan has its own cryptocurrency. A few years ago, most of these guys, you see, you practically will kill them before they will even look at Bitcoin. Now, they can't even buy it fast enough. Everybody's just going in. Everybody wants to gain. Everybody wants to have a piece of the pie. Wait, just hold on. Guess who else is on board? Today, the most powerful governments in the world are embracing cryptocurrency and the huge potential of blockchain technology. There are at least 40 countries that have blockchain or crypto projects in the works. People are not stopping. Countries like Germany, Canada, China, and even the US. In fact, even Nigeria is working on getting its own cryptocurrency, if you understand what I mean. Recently, we also learned that El Salvador recently became the first country in the world to make Bitcoin its legal tender and part of its national currency. Are you still sitting by the side and you're asking, is this real? Or are you thinking it's just going to go away someday? Anywhere you are, if you are a passive observer, I need you to wake up. This is a revival. Last March, a bill was introduced to the US Congress called the Cryptocurrency Act of 2020. The purpose of this bill is to further adopt and legitimize the use of cryptocurrencies in the US economy. You see, this might even explain why a few months ago, the mayor of Miami said he wants to pay government workers in Bitcoin. I can assure you that the level of interest and involvement that we see today in the cryptocurrency environment did not exist a couple of years ago. I promise you that. Even the media has done a complete turnaround. Keep in mind, just a few years ago, some media outlets were using words like scam to describe cryptocurrencies, to describe anything that has to do with blockchain and all of that. Today, they're singing a different tune. What about you, my friend, the regular Joe on the street, the man who is trying to create something for his children? Are you still doubting? You see, here's the thing. As much as Bitcoin has grown from a mere white paper concept to a worldwide phenomenon, it is the next chapter of the cryptocurrency story that everyone needs to know about. That's why we're talking about this is a revival. Things are going to turn around. They're turning around already. This is the next wave where the biggest riches will be made, where the biggest successes in business and business and life will be made. So do not be left out. All right, do not be left out. I need you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. What's coming will be bigger than anything that has happened with Bitcoin. Let me explain. You see, right now, there is this, everywhere, but there's this noise. Why would I say noise? Or there's this buzz that is being made under what we call the altcoin market. Well, this buzz will set off one of the largest explosions of wealth in modern history. People who invest modest, very small amount of money in altcoin could have millions of dollars made. But the key here is this. The fact here is that to truly understand the magnitude of this opportunity, you must understand that altcoins aren't really cryptocurrencies. Many people think that when they buy altcoins, they're actually buying cryptocurrencies. No, they are not cryptocurrencies in the way that most people think about them. Just look at the extraordinary gains that altcoins have done in recent years. Go online, go to CoinMarket.com. Go to CoinMarketCap, go to CoinGecko, go to other sites and check what cryptocurrencies, these altcoins, some of them have made 15,455%, like a coin like Grecia. Some have made 262,195. Okay, some have made over 1,000,000%, like Verge have made over 1,000,000%. All right. These coins, these assets are growing at exponential, at astronomical levels. Now, I must tell you that nothing in the cryptocurrency world, in the market, in the Forex, in the money markets is guaranteed. The point here is that altcoins have incredible potential, incredible potential. It is true that these altcoins are going up by amazing multiples. In some cases, even outperforming Bitcoin. But to know why many altcoins are about to skyrocket to thousands of percent in value, you need to know that these assets are not what some people call fake money. You know, some people call internet money. Some people call maybe just fantasy money. It's not real. Of course, it happened to some of us. For instance, I know that at some point, until I was able to withdraw a very small amount of money, all right? And I was able to withdraw a very small amount of money, right? And, you know, to my bank account, for me to be sure that, okay, this is real. I really didn't believe. Listen, you need to understand what's really driving these assets sky high. Research has shown that the best way to make a lot of money is to invest in altcoins. Then after investing in altcoins and you make profit, you can take the profit and put into maybe Bitcoin or other major cryptos. You see, those who are skeptics, they like to point out that if we have Bitcoin, if it's not Bitcoin, I'm not dealing with anything. Why do we even need hundreds of other altcoins in the market? Because right now, if you go to the market, I think right now we have over 7,000 cryptocurrencies, coins in the market. Well, this is what you need to know, is that if you think that apart from Bitcoin, you do not need to pay attention to any other altcoin, any other coin apart from Bitcoin, then you are probably peddling one of the most expensive thoughts or ideas in the world. One of the most expensive, as it that's going to cost you a lot. It could easily cost you over $1 million in losses over the next 12 months. If you do not pay attention to altcoins, if you do not pay attention to the things I'm going to say going forward. You see, here's the thing. Altcoins are investments in one of the most valuable, most revolutionary technologies ever created. When people wake up to the fact that altcoins aren't fake money, some internet money, but it's not just a wannabe version of Bitcoin, then there will be an enormous rush into this asset class. And this is just going to be like, boom, an explosion, a revival. This will lead to mainstream acceptance of altcoin as serious investment vehicles. So if you're not looking for alternative, you're not looking for altcoins right now, you just focused on Bitcoin, or you're not even paying attention to the cryptocurrency world. You're not paying attention to the blockchain technology. Just stay. Maybe by the time I'm done sharing the things I want to share with you, you would probably go back, sit down in your seat for a moment quietly and think and ask yourself if you're actually hurting yourself, your family, your children, you know, or if you're doing yourself a favor. If you know, when this buzz, when this explosion happens, it will create a multi-trillion-dollar tsunami of wealth for people who get into altcoins now. Your 20,000 naira, your 10,000 naira, your $10, your $20, they mean a lot if you use them, if you invest in the cryptocurrency world. But just pay attention, don't take my word for it, just pay attention, analyze the facts that I'm going to share with you going forward. Here is how, all right, this is going to be explosive. Remember, the underlying technology behind Bitcoin and altcoin is what we call the blockchain. You've probably heard of all the words, all the, you know, all the sounds and noise around blockchain. Experts are already calling blockchain more revolutionary than than the cutting gene, the steam engine, you know, the personal computer and the smartphone. Put all of these things combined. Experts are saying that the blockchain technology outweighs or dusts all of them. It's more powerful than all of them put together. In fact, a popular source, the Financial Post, said blockchain is a bigger revolution than the internet itself. And according to Forbes, it will usher in the fourth industrial revolution. The truth is, many people today are wondering, with all this hype around the blockchain, because very few people just understand why it is so revolutionary. It has come down to 3 words, because it is a transformational technology platform. Because it is what? A transformational technology platform. Blockchain is the next great transformational technology platform. I believe we all know what transformation is. Many people may not know, but it is when you talk about someone, you're not transiting. When you are transforming, when you're transforming, you are metamorphosing. It's a complete change. It's a wholesale change. It's like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly or a toddler becoming a teenager. It's a complete change. But most people do not understand, even if they understand transformation, they don't understand the platform side. Knowing how transformational technology platforms create vast change and wealth could give you a huge edge in the rest of the world, okay, in the rest of the world over the coming days, the coming weeks, the coming months, or even the coming years and decades. Okay, now here's the thing. Let me share some examples of transformational technology. One of them is electricity. Electricity is one of the great examples of this. The harnessing of electric power in the early 1900s transformed the world. It led to the use of light bulbs, all right, and refrigerators, radio, television, telephones, and air conditioners. The list goes on and on. Electric power was the platform from which all of these incredible innovations sprang to life. Without electric power, we wouldn't have had all of these things. You don't have any of these things without electric power. The world changed completely the moment electricity was discovered and harnessed. The world looked different. Because electric power is a transformational technology platform that affected the world positively in its entirety. Listen, one of the key features of a tech platform is that it doesn't touch just one or maybe 2 major industries. It touches all industries. Its transformational effects make their way into all areas of our lives. To buttress this, let me share another example with you. The computer, that's another tech platform. It powers our digital world today. It has made us vastly more productive and lowered the price of just about everything. Computers allow us to store huge amounts of information in a small space. It makes complex calculations with ease and processes vital statistics, organizes files, keeps inventory, and innumerable other tasks. There isn't an industry, not one industry today or business in the entire world today that has not been helped or positively impacted by computer. It is foundational. The internet is another one. I'm going to give you 3. The internet is another one. You see, the platform technology of the internet gave life to social networking, social media marketing, e-commerce, video streaming, and innovative companies like Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, eBay, Google, and Yahoo. They've all taken advantage of the internet positively. Each one of these transformational technology platforms presented colossal wealth building opportunities. My friends, a lot is happening. Do not be left in the lurch. All right? Do not just stay back there and do nothing. I just hope that this information is sinking and you are seeing the importance of what I am sharing with you. I mentioned a couple of giants, right? Each one of these Each one of these transformational technology platforms presented colossal wealth opportunities, like I said. And if you have just some small amount of money to invest, all right, if you have some small amount of money to invest and you use it judiciously in this space, trust me, in the coming days, in the coming weeks, in the coming months and years, or about decade, you're going to just break out of this any financial, trap. Here's the thing: we need patience. This part of the world, we are not patient. But before we come to patience, let me just, this whole session is just to open your eyes to say there is a revival going on. There's an explosion about to happen. And the way many of us were alive in the 80s, we were alive in the 90s, we did not take advantage of all of these things. Hey, it's about to happen again, all right? A modest investment into one of these could set someone up for life. If you look at the folks, the people who invested in or built businesses on these platforms, they made incredible fortune. They are incredibly successful today. Early shares, let me give you some examples. Early shares in, say, Microsoft turned every $1,000 over $2.5 million into over $2.5 million. Some people who invested early in Amazon made over 224,000% increase profit. Again, I'm not here to promise you gains like, these big giants have done, these historic examples I'm giving. No, but I believe, like many other people who have studied or who are still studying, who are students of the cryptocurrency advancement and the crypto and the blockchain, the growth happening in the blockchain world. We believe that this is the kind of potential that a blockchain has, the way the cases like Amazon, like we have with Microsoft and all that. That's why it is so important to know what transformational technology platforms are. Here's the thing I need you to take away here. The more a technology changes the world for the better, the more revenue it will generate and the bigger the gains will be for its investors. That's why blockchain is going to be so huge. That's why there'll be so much profit. And that's why today you see high-profile insiders are saying it will be bigger than the internet. It's going to touch virtually every industry on planet Earth. Put simply, blockchain is an ultra-safe and secure way to store information. It is the safest way to store and transfer information that has ever been created. I'm talking about your financial information, your banking information, your personal healthcare information, your proprietary business information, tax information, credit card information. The list can just go on and on and on. The blockchain is a totally new, secure way of storing and transforming information. So much more, so much of our, of our modern economy rests on the flow of safe, secure, and accurate information. What does this mean? It means that the blockchain's potential uses the potential we have here is really huge. So those who would use the blockchain, everybody would eventually use it. Everybody would eventually use it because it's going to affect every part of our lives. Since the emergence of tech platforms are so rare, and since their wealth creation effects are so large, it's important that every one of us acts when we see one taking shape before it takes shape completely. At that early point, which is why the message we're sharing right now is very critical, my dear friends, Nigerians, Africans. We must understand that, listen, let's not keep waiting until all of these things crystallize. That's when we want to That's where we want to start. That's where we want to, you know, oh God. I just hope this actually sinks, right? It's about timing. It's about timing. For every new thing that comes into our world, it begins with the innovators, and then it gets to the early adopters, and then it gets to the early majority, and then it gets to the late majority, and then it gets to the laggards, those who would come much later. At that point, it's already up there. Every major platform technology or innovation has actually followed this path that I just described. Remember, the internet had been around since the 70s. It was used by a few government agencies and maybe one or two big universities. It wasn't until the 1990s that people finally woke up to its true potential, that everybody could use it actually, that it could improve all our lives. Even in the 90s, some people were still saying, forget it, it's a passing fad. But it was about that time then that this technology, the internet, this transformational technology, boom, exploded into mainstream, and people who got in early made a fortune. You see, experts have called blockchain a foundational technology like the internet and electricity. Today, we are working hard to reach out to families in Nigeria, in Africa. We are genuinely finding innovative ways to educate Nigerian families, African families, not to allow anything take their minds away from cryptocurrency, from the blockchain technology, and genuinely studying it, understanding to the extent that they can. That's why our message today is so important. Every family, I believe, every family should have someone or connected, be connected to someone who has interest or who understands the blockchain technology, who understands, who studies and understands what's happening in that space. You see, the blockchain platform will surge through the economy and our lives like a multi-trillion-dollar wealth-creating tsunami. It will make us vastly more efficient and more productive. You want to invest in this aspect. You want to invest in this space and do not invest blindly. The blockchain technology will lower the price of just about everything. We are entering an incredible and unprecedented new era. The World Economic Forum predicts 10% of the global GDP will be stored on the blockchain in roughly 4 years. I can tell you, this is basically even conservative. And now we're talking about $14.2 trillion. Well, that's just the beginning. From what we see, from what experts are saying, from what the research is throwing up, in a few decades, over $70 trillion could be stored on a blockchain. I mean, it's almost infinite. I mean, I'm also being careful what I say, like, so that it won't just sound unbelievable, but it's a fact. Here's the thing. The impact and benefit of blockchain technology to society far exceeds just the mere storage of wealth. The revolution is going to change everything: real estate, energy, healthcare, even tax, everything. It's all about to change because of the blockchain. Are you still doubting that? You don't have to. Bitcoin was the proof of the case. It proved that the blockchain worked and it could live up to the hype, to the buzz. And for the most part, over the last 10 years, the success of Bitcoin technology, the success of the blockchain technology has been tied to the success of Bitcoin. But thankfully, people are starting to wake up to its true potential. Once you say blockchain, people just think Bitcoin. Once you say cryptocurrency, people just think Bitcoin. Hey, it's a lot more than Bitcoin, which is why Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook, the Department of Defense, the military houses and institutions, you know, around the world, powerful military institutions, and virtually every major corporation and government agencies in both developed and developing worlds are beginning to see, and most are investing billions of dollars in the blockchain technology. Billionaires are also going all in on blockchain too. Like we have people like the Microsoft founder, Bill Gates, Shark Tank star and Dallas Mavericks owner, what's his name again? Mark Cuban, PayPal founder, Max Levchin. Yeah, we also have the Virgin founder and billionaire, Sir Richard Branson. Hey, all of these guys are going in. All of these guys are throwing their weight in. What are we doing? What are you doing as a Nigerian, as an African? What are you doing? Are you taking advantage of this now? Remember, Bitcoin is only an asset. It goes up, it comes down in price, like any other financial asset. But the blockchain is revolutionary. That's the point. This is not about Bitcoin. You have to look beyond Bitcoin. The blockchain is not just some fantasy, some internet money or currency. If you're going to take full advantage of this revival, if you're going to take full advantage of this disruption, if you're going to take advantage of this dawn, you need to understand the importance and the difference between Bitcoin and the blockchain. What happens next because of this revival? Once many people get to see this video and other sources of information regarding the blockchain technology, and they buzz in, they push in, they stream in, this is going to lay the foundation of an entirely new world in terms of managing our assets, tax, everything that we do, the way we work, how we buy our clothes, the way we buy our groceries, the way, you know, our home, the way we manage our home, the way we save for retirement, everything, you just name it. The blockchain is going to make it better and more transparent. And trust me, you need to start learning this. You need to start paying attention to this. It is a complete paradigm shift. Here's the thing. Before the printing press, all knowledge was controlled by the elite and ruling class. People like kings, you know, queens, and the church, you know, they controlled the information. It's what they tell you that you know. In other words, information was centralized, right? Information was actually centralized. People didn't need to learn how to read or write because the kings, the queens, and other people, other members of the ruling class would tell you what to think. They're not just telling you, they're actually controlling. They're telling you what to think, they're actually controlling what happens to you, you know, sort of. But once the printing press was invented, everything changed. It single-handedly pulled most parts of the world, like Europe, okay, out of the dark ages. The literacy rate began to drastically climb, all right? And it accelerated human progress at a rate not previously seen until the advent of the internet. Just give me a moment, please, right? All right, so here's the thing, right? You need to pay attention to what I got a little bit distracted, right? I was saying that when the printing press came on board, what happened was people were no longer waiting for the kings and queens and the church, you know, all that, you know, those people in power or in authority to tell them what to do. Because what happened, it actually, you know, people understood the power of literacy, being able to read. And this particular discovery accelerated human progress at a rate not previously seen until the advent of the internet. New revolutionary ideas could be quickly produced and shared with the masses. People had to start thinking by themselves. They read and they analyze and they think. Okay, ancient wisdom from philosophers like Plato, Aristotle could be placed in everybody's hand. You know, people could read on their own. And this particular move laid the foundation for the scientific revolution and allowed for ideas to be shared and challenged. The ability to spread ideas and form new public opinion gave birth to even revolutions, like things that happened in, you know, with regard to the French Revolution, the American Revolution, and all that. The printing press was the first real shock to the system, allowing people to freely share ideas. The open exchange and value is the bedrock of a free society and free market. You can see from what I'm saying, what the world would have been like without a printing press. But when the printing press came, oh, it changed everything. That's exactly what's going to happen with the blockchain. The blockchain is going to do the same thing for our world. However, it's going to be in a bigger scale, much more profound scale. All the institutions and industries that are sitting on top, you know, centralizing information, this is about to be disrupted. I speak genuinely. I mean, it's not like, you know, because how we search for things online, how we buy goods, how we verify things, how we obtain goods and services, how we even borrow money, how we, depending on where you live in the world, how we heat our home, how we interact with one another online. If you take a look at this, right now, it's basically controlled by a few institutions. You know, you talk about power, you talk about these, you know, a few institutions. Even in most cases, sometimes what we think, what we see before, for instance, if you get on, when you watch the TV, you listen to the news, you watch the news, the information that is coming out from a handful of sources. If you talk about banking, you talk about credit cards, you talk about energy, power, it's just from a few, it's almost everywhere in the world, it's like kind of centralized. These things, they are core to our very existence, but they are centralized, they are monitored, they are regulated, they are controlled, if you like. I'm looking for a fitting word. Knowledge is power. And when you control information, you control the people. And when a few persons have information, the many suffer. For instance, let me give you an example. If a bad government or if a dictator or a regime wants to gain control over a country or territory, what they do first of all is that they control the flow of information. The moment they control the flow of information, they can change the narrative. It's happened in different parts of the world. You can go do your research and check. Okay. Now, a blockchain, unlike the printing press or the internet, can't be controlled by a central, by a central power, or it can't really be manipulated, which is why it's already been called Internet 2.0. It's called the new internet. The blockchain, there is a revival. People are waking up. The blockchain is the most singular, most revolutionary, how would I say, maybe capitalist technology that we have today. That is saying, give it to everyone, should have access to it. The man on the street, the man who does not have the wherewithal to build a gigantic building or to rent a big space, can start doing business with his phone, can start doing business from his kitchen, can get information that he needs while he is in a hole. He doesn't need to go somewhere. He doesn't need to go through certain layers in order to have access to these basic things of life. It's about giving power back to the consumer, to the patient, and to the individual. Why am I going this route? You know, today it's not about selling anything. Today it's about opening our eyes to the blockchain. So if you were not paying attention, it's time for you to begin to pay attention. That's the point. And just like the impact of the printing press or the internet, what happens next will fundamentally change every aspect of our lives for the better. We are about to witness what I would call a renaissance, not seen for hundreds of years. The blockchain is going to rewrite the rules of everything. I'm going to share a few examples with you in a short while. Remember, I'm also going to share with you a particular altcoin that I feel, okay, research, okay, you can actually buy, store, don't worry. There are quite a number of them. I'm going to share one with you. The blockchain is going to allow free markets, free trade, and small businesses to flourish in ways that we only once dreamt of. All right, that's going to happen. All the social and, you know, all the social economic disturbances here and there that's really kind of happening or taking place all around the world is rooted in, you know, when people don't trust. I don't trust you, you don't trust me. And then there is also no accountability. But if there's a case where everyone could see, okay, if there's a place where everyone could see what is happening and ask questions if they want to ask questions and check their information firsthand, it will bring a lot of accountability. The blockchain is building a new future. Society and economy will be based on trust and accountability. That's what the blockchain is bringing to bear. You see, the gatekeepers, the bureaucrats, the middlemen of the world are about to get destroyed, so to speak. Not destroyed like killed. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the system that breeds, that hides all of these people, it's about to be shaken. The blockchain is going to make everything more transparent, efficient, and honest. And this kind of sounds too good, or it sounds like, okay, maybe we've heard about this before, forget about this. Friends, it's happening right now. And I'm sure that only maybe about 1 in 1,000 people know about it, or maybe only 1 in 1,000,000. Maybe, I'm just saying. But very few persons know about what I'm just sharing with you now. But the fact that only very few persons know about this is quickly changing. People are beginning to learn. Effort is being made to get people to understand. How do I know that? Why am I saying this? Because governments, businesses, and individuals are beginning to wake up to the possibility. And just like creation and adoption, adoption of the internet that happened in the past, this waking up, this revival is about to unleash a multi-trillion-dollar tsunami of new wealth. It's going to breed, it's going to bring up an unimaginable number of new millionaires and billionaires. I do feel that with blockchain, for instance, in Nigeria, if we harness it, I do feel that no family should actually live below the poverty line. In fact, people should thrive because it's unending. It is limitless. It's like the sky. No matter how many birds you have up there in the sky, they cannot completely blot the sky so that we can't see the sun. They can't. All right. So that's the way this is. I believe that maybe the next Bill Gates and next Jeff Bezos will likely be a blockchain, investor or an entrepreneur. From the comfort of your kitchen, from the comfort of your sitting home, of your sitting room. All you need to do is act now, because anyone who acts now will turn a small investment into substantial gains. Blockchain is already making a huge impact on banking, on finance, law enforcement, energy, insurance, real estate, and supply chain management, just to name a few. And at this point, we are just scratching. We're just scratching the surface. Yes, we're just scratching the surface. The blockchain is helping to verify the distribution of counterfeit drugs, where in some places, up to 30% of the medicine being prescribed are fake. Biotech and pharmaceutical giants are using blockchain technology to track and trace their drugs from the time they are manufactured down to all the way to the patient, which is why companies like Pfizer, Biogen, and Merck all have major blockchain projects in the works. Again, and most posts today, if we take a look at it, considering what we're experiencing today in the world, the post-COVID-19 era, look at this. Listen, the need for mass adoption of blockchain technology has never been more urgent. And just like the financial sector, blockchain is curbing scams and bringing a level of transparency not seen before. We may not be seeing all of these things in this part of the world, but these things are happening. It's the time for us to take advantage. Get in. This is the time to get in and start learning. For most people, the internet is an integral part of how we do our jobs. Listen, our work and how we spend our free time. But blockchain technology will have a greater influence on our daily lives and in ways you never even would have guessed. You know, this technology will completely disrupt every single industry. And all the disruption and change is creating a once in a lifetime financial opportunity for you, for me, and for everyone else who acts today. So let's take a breather. So we're talking about blockchain, cryptocurrency, blockchain, Bitcoin. But at some point I said, pay attention to altcoins. So the question is, where do altcoins fit into all of this? Why should we invest in altcoins if we already do have Bitcoin? Those are great questions. I could tell you they're great questions. This is where people need to wake up. This is where you need to wake up. This is where I need to wake up. This is where we all need to wake up. Like any new technology or any new technological revolution, there are going to be many winners and losers. You simply can't have this amount of innovation and change without actually shaking things up. You will shake things up. You will disrupt things. If you want the absolute best exposure to the full upside of the revival and the disruptive shakeup, you need to back altcoins, not stock. Many people are saying, okay, I believe in the stock market. I have nothing against the stock market, I have nothing against the stock market. I'm saying that you need to begin to actually pay attention to altcoins. Remember, altcoins basically are any cryptocurrency that isn't Bitcoin. That's a simple definition. If you're wondering, what do we mean by altcoins? ALTCOINS. Any cryptocurrency that is not Bitcoin. Ethereum, Litecoin, they're all altcoins. But to truly understand the magnitude of this opportunity that I'm sharing with you today, you must understand that altcoins aren't really cryptocurrencies in the traditional sense. It's important you understand this bit. They are not cryptocurrencies in the traditional sense. This is a critical distinction where people must, most people actually get strangled at this point. They get hung up at this point because they don't understand this. When you buy altcoins, what you are really buying is an ownership of a blockchain program. When you buy altcoins, what you're really investing in is a tech company. When you change your perspective on altcoins, you realize they are not fantasy or internet money. They are investments in blockchain projects that make our lives easier, more productive, and more efficient. When you buy an altcoin, you are essentially acting as a venture capitalist. You are funding small startup blockchain companies that are trying to unseat entrenched, inefficient models and companies that gouge customers. These companies are practically laying the groundwork for an entirely new world. Buying an altcoin is like buying an early stake in the software programs that made the internet so revolutionary. Investing in the best altcoin right now is like, what would I say? Investing in credible or great, in the best altcoins right now is like investing in Bill Gates' Microsoft in 1986, just before the world went wild with its productivity enhancing software, and its share actually skyrocketed to over 210,000%. Now, for those who invested in Bill Gates' Microsoft at the time, it's like turning $10,000 into $21 million. Or if you actually invest right now, it's like taking an early stake. If you invest in altcoins right now, it's like taking an early stake in software innovator, investing in something like Oracle, maybe investing in Larry Ellison's Oracle in 1990, just before his business software was adopted by thousands of companies. And shares of Oracle, boom, skyrocketed to over 93,000%. Are you seeing what I'm trying to say now? These companies are creating solutions. These companies are solving problems. They are laying the foundation for a new order, especially the way we look at things being done. So when you buy ADA, when you buy Litecoin, when you buy, when you buy T-Fuel, when you buy Theta, you buy any of these, what you're doing is that you're practically investing in a tech company that is solving a problem. And once you understand this fundamental difference between altcoins and the giant Bitcoin, it will change the way you think. It's not just going to be about Bitcoin. Again, you understand that this is just a fragment of the blockchain technology. So what am I trying to say? Don't focus on cryptocurrencies. Don't focus on that. Focus on the blockchain. How do you know where to invest? How do you know what altcoins you can invest in? There are over 7,000 coins. There are over 400 exchanges or platforms that you can actually go to or, use to purchase or to invest in altcoins. How do you know? Many of us, this part of the world, in 2017, 2018, 19, invested in, there is this ICO, there is this, that, there is this coin, there is that one. We all invested without necessarily, first of all, investing in knowledge. And we got some pretty bad experiences. And those experiences are now like baggage or luggage and baggages, and they are holding us back from even taking action, positive action in this revival, in this disruption that is happening and nothing is stopping. But right now, have we learned from the past? Are we beginning to see why it's important for us to seek knowledge first? For you to be able to understand where to put your money, where you have over 7,000 cryptocurrencies and over 400 exchanges, you need to have the capacity to do fundamental analysis, for you to be able to do some technical analysis, for you to understand how your portfolio needs to be crafted, protected, and managed. And the moment you're able to do this, you already do have a life skill. I am a firm advocate that the shortest cut, the shortest path to succeeding in anything you do is to find a mentor, is to find coaches that would help you. All right. And so what I'm advising today is that we should not just jump in. Now, today we have a community advantage that I'd like you to take advantage of, that I'd like you to jump in and harness. I already have, I don't have to say more to prove to you the disruption, the revival that is happening. It's now up to you to say whether you want to take action or not. But many of us will be lost, whether you're live with us right now, or you're watching a replay. Okay, so how do I go about this? You have tons of people on the internet promising you this or that, promising you heaven on earth. How do you know where to go? Well, we have a community of world-class analysts and coaches and mentors, all right, that have over 30 years combined works in complex system auditing, global trend algorithm forecast modeling. And man, these guys are great guys. We have made significant calls in history. These are communities led by a man named Marius Landman. You can go check him out, right? Really. Was the first to call a high at 19,500, Bitcoin was the first to call a high at 19,500 on the 16th of December 2017. And he was the first to call, he and his team were the first to call a low at 6,500 on the 29th of March 2018. They've guided a lot of people, multi-millionaires and successful people to make decisions in the cryptocurrency and a blockchain world. It's now your turn to take advantage. Do not just sit back and watch, all right? This team, this man, Marius Landman, actually consults for a lot of multinational companies. But here's what we have. We have a community advantage. We have a community advantage. Way even beyond Marius Landman, we have other coaches and mentors in the community, and our goal is simple. How can we help people take away the heavy load, do the heavy lifting for them, while we help them to take advantage of the cryptocurrency world, and more importantly, the blockchain technology, by finding altcoins and projects to invest in with a small amount that they have that will turn their lives around and create a fortune for them. That's all we want to do. And we want to do this with the money in your hands. We will not collect, nobody's going to collect any money from you in order to invest for you. Don't ever do that. What we want to do is educate you, empower you. I'm sure if you have been with us from the beginning, you have been educated, you have been empowered. So imagine what's going to happen. Imagine what's going to happen if you spend some more time, if you spend the next 6 months with us, if you spend the next 1 year with us. Folks, from 2017 till date, we have made over 789 trend forecast calls. And out of these, we've had 767 accurate calls. That's about just 22 misses. Now, when we say misses, we're saying where we said it was going, a particular asset or project was going to hit 1,000%. If it hits 500%, we feel that's a miss, so we count it as a miss, not like it's a total loss. But if you take a look at this, if my mathematical side of my brain serves me right, it's about a 97 or 97.5% accuracy. If you want to see a lot of gains over the coming year, you need to learn how to get situated right now by joining our community, the To Know It community. You will immediately gain access to research that isn't available anywhere else online. If you need more information, if you're seeing this on Facebook, you can get in touch with me, all right? Or you can actually get in touch with whoever exposed you to this information and find out how can you actually take advantage of this, all right? How can you take advantage of this? Now, hang on a little bit. I'm just going to put a link now. If you are with us on Zoom, I'm just going to put a link now. Listen, if someone has invited you, okay? If someone has invited you here, make sure that you get back to the person. Do not use the link I just posted. But if you saw this through me or any of our ads, okay, you can take a look at that link and check what we have and make sure that you take action immediately. Here's the thing, my friends. By joining the To Know It community, by joining our community, you will immediately gain access to research that isn't available anywhere online, anywhere. To get started immediately, take a look at the link that I just posted, right? The link that I just posted there, right there. Give me a moment. Let me see. I hope I did the right thing, right? Okay. The link that I just posted there, okay? So you can actually take a look at it and see what you could actually benefit from this. But listen, or go back to whoever invited you. Go back and find out, hey, I had a lot here. Man, this is really crazy. How can I get started? They will guide you. I'm not going to share the details as to how you can get started right now here, because I really want to keep this really short and sweet, okay? But listen, if you want more information, you can get to me. By joining our community, you are saying that I want to understand fully what this revival is about. I really want to take advantage of the blockchain technology. I want to invest in altcoins, okay? And I want to take advantage of what is happening before. Let me tell you, we are still at the innovator stage. We are still at a very early stage. If you think that Bitcoin first came up in 2009, 2010, and so by now it's already late, you can't know, you're making a mistake. Wait until Bitcoin hits $300,000. Then you say, I first heard about Bitcoin when it was $30,000. And I didn't take action because I felt it was already late. Because it's going to get to that point. Even before this year ends, a lot is going to happen with altcoins that will blow our minds off. That will blow our minds off. So to get started, get back to whoever invited you, whoever showed you this resource. Get back to them and ask them, how can I take advantage of this? Once you use any of the links that I have either shared with you down there in the comment section, or the ones that whoever invited you here had given to you, be sure that you go back to whoever invited you, whoever shared this with you. I can't stop reiterating this because you need them to help you, to guide you. And once this is done, you will be taken to a secure other form where you can review everything that you'll get by becoming a new member of our amazing profit-taking community. We are not focused. We are not about trading. We are not about knowing all the nitty-gritty technical stuff. Our team of analysts, coaches, and mentors have lifted that burden. All you need to do is to listen as you're being guided and act. Put your money where you want to put it, all right? And pay attention to the blockchain technology. It's going to affect every aspect of our lives. On behalf of my team, the SEAL Matrix, Satoshi Africa, and the To Know It team, we sincerely hope that you take advantage of this once in a lifetime opportunity. Listen, 99% of the population has no idea what's taking place behind the scenes. The mass adoption of the blockchain will mint thousands of new millionaires and change the very fabric of society. The decision you make right now will change your life forever and open doors to new experiences you never dreamt possible. So here's the thing. People have been waiting and saying, okay, so what's that coin? Now you may have heard of this before, but you never paid attention. Now I need you to pay attention to an altcoin called Tron, T-R-O-N. I need you to go do some research. Of course, if you get back to me and we talk some more, or you get back to my partners, okay, or you get back to whoever invited you here, you will get to hear about so many other altcoins that you can take advantage of right now, immediately, not with millions of dollars, but with that small amount of money that you have already in your bank or your pocket. Go and check out Tron. It's going to do something really, really big. So again, simply click on the link that I just shared, or go back to whoever invited you and get started. So to everyone who came up here live, thank you so much for being part of this show. I have Patricia, we have Tamukunu, we have quite a lot of people, the entire Congress, Aleke, Clems, Israel, Tunji, Elijah, all of you. All right, so wherever you're coming from, I wish you well. And for those of you that are probably going to watch the replay, here's the thing. Thanks for tuning in. Love you very much. And I hope that this information I just shared with you is going to change the way you think about the blockchain technology. And welcome to your newfound wealth. Now, if you have questions, I can take a couple of questions and then we'll call it a day. Have questions? I can take a couple of questions. Questions? Do we have questions? Let's see if we have any question. You can either unmute and speak, or you can actually send a message. All right, I see. We don't have any questions. All right, great stuff. Thank you so much for being part of the show, and do have a beautiful day. Bye for now. All right, hold on. Okay, okay. Which coin? I said Tron, T-R-O-N, Tron. Go check it out, Tron, T-R-O-N. All right, go check it out. Go to Coin Market Cap. You can go to, well, go check Binance. You can, I'm sure you can get it there. All right, go check it there. Do your own search. Do your own search. I've only talked about the blockchain technology and the power behind it. I haven't really talked deep into any of this. I just gave you this, but trust me, it is going to do a lot. So you have $100 to put it there. This is not financial advice. I am not licensed to give any financial advice. It's not a legal advice. Do your own research. I am only educating you, all right? So understand, everything I've shared with you does not amount to any financial advice. All right, folks, thank you very much, and do have a pleasant day. Bye for now.